Okay guys, this is going to be our next assignment. Our next assignment is going to be a fun rendition of a old video game. I'm gonna see if you guys know what video game that is as we start drawing it. It's gonna be really fun. I love this drawing, especially when it gets to the coloring assignment. I originally did this assignment on a smaller piece of paper, which is completely fine. It looks great on that size paper. So I'm gonna draw it on a bigger paper, see how it looks. And I'll show you guys the end product when I'm done with it. And I'll let you guys color it how you would like to color it. Okay guys, so first thing we're gonna do is draw a line on the bottom. That's gonna be our floor. Now, I have learned from another artist that it is a lot easier to draw from top to bottom and pull towards you than it is to draw from left to right or from right to left. Or from bottom to top. So if you draw from top to bottom as straight as you possibly can, it does not have to be perfect, but as long as you get a straight line. Okay, I'm gonna draw a couple different, very basic, super easy shapes. It's gonna be a pretty quick drawing, the coloring, I want the coloring to be a little bit more intense than the drawing is. Drawing is very simple, very basic, very easy. The coloring should be a lot more detailed. You're gonna do a half circle, almost like the sun coming up from the water at the beach. So it's gonna be like a sunrise or a sunset, okay? So you're gonna have a half circle there, or a half moon, okay? Next thing you're gonna do is, right here, you're gonna draw these two shapes. You're gonna draw a little higher than this. You're gonna draw a little rectangle up in the sky. Draw it as straight as possible. It doesn't have to be perfect. Again, we're not looking for perfection. We are just looking for your best effort. Perfection comes with a lot of practice, and we're all still practicing. If you draw these two little lines like this down, okay, so now you have like a square with a rectangle on top. Almost looks like, somewhat like a house or a storefront. Okay, so on that, we're gonna draw a loop all the way around. We're not gonna touch this. We're gonna go next to it, okay? So we're gonna go up. It's gonna curve all the way around, and boom, that's gonna be inside this, almost like if it's a big doorway and somebody dropped off a birthday present or something at the front door. Okay, we're gonna take another loop, almost like an upside down J. We're gonna go from the very top of this, and we're gonna come all the way down. It's gonna go to here. So if you draw two little marks, that's where you're gonna start and finish. You're gonna curve it up, and then you're gonna go all the way down, okay? That line's not perfect. Mine's not perfect. I'm not looking for yours to be perfect either. We're just having fun right now, okay? So you have this half moon and these two really tall looking things with this birthday present type of box, okay? And what you're gonna do is you are going to draw a lowercase m. It doesn't have to be a perfect M. I want it to look like that in the sky. Almost looks like a bird, but it's not gonna be a bird, because if you draw a backwards C shape like that, it changes the shape. If you draw a bigger regular C, just to give it a little bit more of a variety. If you draw this U or J shape like that, looks a little different than these. And then if you draw a W shape like that, it's just ways to draw different clouds. U's, C's, N's, M's, W's, backwards J's, and those different shapes, okay? You're gonna draw these two little ovals. Remember, ovals, this is a circle. Oval's a stretched out circle, okay? Just like a rectangle is pretty much a stretched out square, an oval is a stretched out circle. Okay, so that's your cloud up in the sky. Right around here, let's go a little lower than this cloud. we're gonna draw this little box floating in the sky because that's exactly what it's gonna do. It's gonna float in the sky. And if you draw a little question mark, that's gonna give it its distinct look that we're looking for, just like the old video game. Okay, here, this is what we're gonna do. If you turn your paper sideways, this is gonna get a little cool. If you turn your paper sideways and you draw up here a C. Okay, turn your paper back over. Doesn't have to be a perfect C, it just has to be a C. And you're gonna draw a U like this. Now, this is going to be your mouth, and what you're gonna do is draw these little bumps for your teeth, okay? And with that, we're gonna draw some circles. They're gonna be on the edges. They might not be perfect, but that's okay. They don't have to be exactly where I'm at. They don't have to be the exact same size. As long as you draw some circles in there, give it its look that we're looking for. Then we're going to draw these two long sticks from the center of our upside down C or U shape mouth. We're going to draw the stem, and then you draw your little loop here, and that is your fire plant. Okay, last thing we're gonna do is on this ground. This is gonna get a little bit tedious. Tedious means it's going to take, you're gonna need to take your time for it to look good, okay? So what I want you guys to do, I don't want you to rush through this. It's not gonna look good. If you take your time, watch me. You go to the very, very corner of this line in the paper and you draw a W, lowercase, or like a capital W, uppercase W, and you draw another W, and you keep going. If you just draw one W at a time, it's gonna take a long time, but it's gonna look good. I want it to look good. I don't want you to rush, because if you rush, it's just not gonna look as good or as clean as you want. It is just a zigzag line, but W's kind of help make it look a little bit cleaner to be the exact same shape and size and angle as you want it to be, okay? We're gonna keep going all the way to the end of the paper. You don't stop until you get to the end of the paper. I'm going pretty quick because I've done this before and I've practiced this. You do not have to go quick at all. Take your time. If it takes you 2 to 3 times as long as me, as long as it looks good, it does not matter. Okay, if it comes to the point where you have to go off the paper like that, that's what I want it to look like, okay? And that is it for your drawing as far as the basic shapes go. Now we're gonna get into the detail here. Since we have a lot of detail in this fire plant and tunnel, I'm not gonna do any detail in this back hill, okay? What we are gonna do is we're gonna do some detail in this big one and this small one. Small one's gonna be very simple. You're gonna draw a circle, draw oval, smaller oval next to it on the bottom right hand side, little circle. These don't have to be exactly how I put them. I think I put them in pretty good positions to make it look pretty much as clean and as nice as it's probably going to look. So if you would like for it to look clean and nice, well thought out, try to do exactly what I did there. The next one, what we're gonna do is this basic lines. We're going to do diagonal lines to go from bottom to the top. And if we do that, it's just gonna give us another dimension of how this is going to look and come out. it's gonna come on mine all the way out up here. Take your time with these because I want them to be as even as possible. It doesn't have to be perfect, again, does not have to be perfect, but I want it to look as neat and as clean as it possibly can. So please take your time. And we are almost finished. I'm gonna swap out this paper in just a second. I'm gonna show you what my original artwork looked like when I finished it. So that is your drawing. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch out this drawing on this large piece of paper for the original small drawing that I'm using as a reference, okay? So take that one away and I put that one there so you guys can see what the end result of coloring it. I colored this one outlined with a black marker, and then I colored everything in with crayons. So it looks pretty good as far as the colors go and how well it is outlined and in between the lines. Don't color outside the lines, please. So it just looks a little bit cleaner than as it should. And that is your Mario drawing. If you guys have ever played the game Mario or saw some YouTube videos or some artwork for Mario, that is your own personal artwork for the video game Mario. Enjoy, color, have fun.